Urdhva Hastasana, upward stretching hands. We'll have Jane demonstrate two variations of this pose. To start, Jane stands in Tadasana. First, Jane lifts her arms forward to stretch them over her head. Her left arm rose a little faster than her right, and her arms and hands look limp. We'll have Jane stretch her arms. That looks better. Let's see how she looks from the side. Jane has lost her Tadasana. Her chest has collapsed and her hips have moved forward. Even her head has jutted forward. We'll have her try again. It looks as if she's using her hips to throw her arms in the air. As her hips go forward and her chest goes backward, she uses her head for balance. If Jane moves her hips back and lifts her head, as in Tadasana, we can see she hasn't lifted her arms as far as it seemed. Let's have her try again. This time, Jane lifts her arms slowly as she stretches through her fingers while keeping her shoulders rolled back and down. She wants her arms to rise at the same rate. Then she wants to keep the stretch as she lowers her arms. That looks better. For the second variation, Jane lifts her arms to the sides. Once more, it doesn't look like she's stretching her arms fully, and her left arm is moving faster than her right. We'll have her try again. As she raises her arms, her shoulders roll back and down. Then she rolls her upper arms back, turning her palms toward the ceiling, and raises her arms. She looks pretty good from the front. Let's see how she looks from the side. She's thrown her ribs a bit forward, so let's have her pull them back. Otherwise, she looks good. Now let's look at Jane's skeleton in Urdhva Hastasana. We'll watch from the side as Jane takes her arms forward and up. See how her hips follow her hands forward. It looks like she's pushing her hands up with her hips instead of lifting her arms. Her shoulder blades have followed her arms forward, collapsing her chest. Jane's head has come forward as a counterbalance. She's not moving her arms as far as she thinks, and her low back might be tired after a few repetitions. We'll have Jane return to Tadasana and try again. When she raises her arms, we can see her shoulder blades move forward. Instead, Jane wants to keep her shoulder blades back as she stretches her arms. Now as Jane lifts her arms, her hips stay level and her shoulder blades stay back. Let's look more closely at her shoulders as she raises her arm above her head. The upper arm rolls out as the lower arm rolls in. Jane keeps this rotation as she raises her arms. The shoulder blades angle slightly as they follow the arm up, allowing the muscles across the upper back to relax. As she takes her arms to the side, we can see how the outward roll of her upper arm makes it easier to lift them. Urdhva Hastasana will help loosen Jane's upper back and shoulders.